Hi, welcome to the LeftOvers podcast. Woo! I'm Delta Flores, and I'm here with
Raven,
Julia,
and Daniela.
Yay! So usually we read stories online and critique people for their actions. But today we're going to change things up and tell our own personal stories so you guys can critique us.
you want them to critique us?
No, but but you know,
Okay.
bound to happen, I guess. I mean, we'll just be critiquing. Okay, so today's topic is work and job, and we're going to be telling our job horror stories / frustrations. So, if anything, we'll be critiquing our jobs and the people we face at work, I guess. You have any thoughts, Julia?
Fuck jobs. Well, fuck corporate America.
Well said. Couldn't have put it better myself. Danny, you have some thoughts?
I just wish we wouldn't have to work, but like besides that, not really. Maybe we should go around and talk about and ask where everyone works and their most hated job they've had ever.
Great idea. Let's start with you, Raven.
this is controversial. I have not worked. I've done like an internship, but it wasn't anything horrific, so I don't really have anything. I don't have anything.
What kind of internship? I'm sorry, what kind of internship?
No, it was like in high school. It was like a teacher's assistant, something like that. Something simple. Yeah.
At least it was fun.
It was good. I liked it.
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Teacher's assistant in high school?
She was a middle school teacher. So.
I was just about to ask you, what school was it? Middle school?
Yeah.
Middle school
I
kids
mean,
aren't
being with
bad.
kids already is a horror. You know?
Yeah, especially middle school. I don't know.
Nah, middle school kids are crazy.
Yeah.
They're
Think
crazy.
about it, they're wild.
They don't care about anything.
What did you see being a teacher's assistant, like a middle school teacher's assistant?
Not too much because it was during COVID, but I don't know.
Wait, so how did that work then?
Zoom?
No. Yeah, she had through Zoom. I would like help her with like their assignments and message them, like helping for their work. And then in person, it wasn't too much in person. I don't know. That part was just.
That's interesting.
That is very
Was
interesting.
it a paid internship or just like a internship? Just a regular internship.
Paid. It was regular, but paid under the table, you can say.
Okay,
Oh,
she fucked with you.
Okay.
That's nice. That's so cool, though. I never seen a teacher assistant through Zoom. So, like, you explaining it how it works is... I like that.
TA.
I would have never thought about that. Oh, now we're getting into it. So.
This is not the direction we thought this episode was gonna go in.
So far, we're on a good note. That's awkward.
Well, don't mind us just shitting on our jobs.
That part.
That's awkward.
But I feel like that speaks a lot to your nature, though, as like the angel of the group, you know?
I'll take it.
Like the one good grace.
But you know, the innocent ones, they're always enough. Look at her face!
I'm fucking dead.
No comment.
Dude, these chairs are loud.
What? They're annoying as fuck. I'm so sorry. We should have just... Sorry. I don't know what's going on with us. We're just laughing.
Julia, how many jobs have you had?
How many
Like your whole
jobs?
life, if you could list them all. If you had multiple.
I've had multiple.
List them
Because
all,
I get
girl.
tired of jobs.
I
Okay.
feel that though.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, probably like 15.
No fucking way. Wait, list them, girl.
Yeah, you say them. Sorry.
Are you listening? Sorry, guys.
Okay, I worked at a summer camp, Wendy's, Justice.
Oh my god, I worked at Justice too.
You did?
Dude, I did.
God, how was that?
Okay, I worked there for like 2 months. It was because it was like a summer type job, and then like right after I quit. But
That's good.
What justice did you work at?
Wellington? In Wellington?
I worked at the one in Aventura.
Aventura?
Yeah.
Is there still one in there?
No, it closed down.
Yeah.
They like now it's a
bankrupt.
garage. Like it was.
garage?
Yeah, it was at Sugar for a little bit, and then Sugar is officially out of Aventura, and now it's Garage. But I remember at least mine, it was packed full of drama between like the managers. But I was just like,
What dramas are going on at Justice?
no, you think?
What are you
No, and these are like grown adults, dude.
I feel you on that. Because same thing happened at my store. I was like, we work at a little girl store. Why?
Right?
Why are we arguing? Why are you? I feel you on that, Danny.
You literally think it'd be like the parents are the problem because it's like, you know, a tween store. But no, it's the managers and it's like beef between them. Like I'm literally 16 just like watching them talk shit about each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Managers are horrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I worked at Justice. Okay. Rapids Water Park. Fuck. Damn. Oh. Shit. Oh! Stop cussing! Texas Roadhouse. 2 different Texas Roadhouse. PF Chang's. That's where I got fired at. Ooh, that's a whole story.
We'll come back to that one.
Definitely. Because that's the story I want to tell you guys. Where else? Did I say 15 already? No, I think I said 11. I don't know. Whatever. Way too much. Okay, yeah, too much. Yeah. You want me to tell you the story right now about P.F. Chang's?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of curious. What was the drama in your Justice story?
The Justice story? Okay. So I had a manager. Her name was Priscilla. She was a bitch. There was days that she was a bitch. And there's days that she was, you know, sweet and nice. I remember one time I came in late and, you know, I called her before. And this lady still gave me motherfucking attitude. Miss ma'am. Don't let me quit on you. But I was a manager at that time, so I couldn't quit on her. But,
How old were you at the time?
working there between, I think I started at 17 or 18. I worked there for 2 years and then COVID hit and whatever. But the dramas, you know how much drama was with her and that other manager? But they're like best friends, but there's drama between them. And I'm like, bruh, it's so stupid.
It's so weird because that was kind of like the same thing that was happening in mine.
For real?
No, yeah, because, okay, they were, everybody there, like, mostly everybody was, like, Hispanic, right? And so, and I'm telling you, these are, like, grown adults, dude. They're, like, probably in, like, their 30s or their 40s. And everybody else that's working there is, like, the actual, like, sales associates, we're all teens. We're all, like, in crop, I was from ATM, we're all from like literally the high schools. So I just kind of kept to myself, but then I would like opening, so I would tell them like, oh, if you can put me for opening, that'd be freaking amazing because I get out early. And so I would be like the 2 main managers, they were like besties, right? And they would like literally hang out at each other's houses and everything, and they were like chill. But they had so much beef with, like, the store manager for, like, no reason. Like, in front of her, they were, like, you know, like, understanding. And then, like, they played friends and whatever. But then behind her back, dude, they would just, like, shit on her and be like, I don't fucking understand why she does this. Like, I literally hate her. Like, I wish she would just quit. Oh, my God. And then she put me for opening, like, this day. Ugh, I can't. But, and then you just, like... They'd just be ranting to you the entire time about how much they hated the store manager. But, like, in front of her, they'd be like, "Oh no, yeah, ha ha ha," you know,
that job.
and then they'd be gossiping the entire time, and I'm just like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just here to get paid, get my bag, and like go. But aside from that, they were really nice. I mean,
Nice. I
But-
just remembered mine.
oh,
I actually just remembered what happened.
what happened?
If you're done with your story.
That's my bit of justice.
This is crazy. Working in the mall, I think it's just crazy. Just
Yeah.
different personality. I can't deal with that. Okay, so my manager, I have a head manager and I have an assistant manager. The head manager, she's younger than the assistant manager. I have to tell you guys this because it's gonna make sense. Anyways, I remember one day, it was me and the assistant manager. She's an older lady. Guys got that, right?
Okay.
And she's just talking shit about the manager. She was like saying how she how she worked at Forever 21, and at the end of her shift, she was a manager at Forever 21 too. So at the end of her shift, she would steal those people's clothes. And I don't know
Girl, what?
I'm sorry, that's just funny ass tea right there. That's like
Wait.
that's real work tea.
Wait, so is that the older one or the younger one?
the older one was telling me the story, but the younger one, she was the one that was a manager at Forever 21.
So she was the one that was stealing the clothes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, got
Yes, and they banned her from that mall. So I don't even know how the fuck she ended up working at Justice. I was like, how did all of this happen? What's going on? She's like, I don't know. That's all I know. I was like, how you gonna tell me that part and then not tell me everything that's going on? Because now I have 20 million questions. So yeah, that was the story. It was interesting. I was like, oh, you a stealing ass bitch. Because she don't like when people steal from her store. I'm like, oh, you a thieving ass bitch. And you don't like when people thief from you, but you steal from other people. You thieving bitch. Right. I don't mean to call her bitch. I'm so sorry, guys. Thieving lady. That sounds way better than thieving bitch.
We'll remove the bitch, but she stays a thief.
She's a thief until she dies. I'm joking. People could change. People could change.
She went to thieving rehab.
What's that called? A klepto.
The kleptomaniac?
Klepto.
I think it's kleptomaniac.
I think that's the name of the thing.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the therapy for it.
Therapy for like not stealing.
Like the anonymous.
Oh, like
I mean-
I know what you mean. Like,
Like
double A? Yeah.
But like
She said triple A, double A.
no, but that definitely has to exist, but for specifically for kleptomaniacs, right?
No, I think there is because there's a support group for almost anything.
yeah.
So there's definitely people out there who are like it's just a fucking
Steal today.
That's kind of crazy.
I mean, the government is fucked up.
I mean, honestly though, like
I don't blame them.
listen, small businesses don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with small businesses.
As in,
Support
don't
them.
steal from them.
Support them.
Oh, yeah.
Translation: don't steal from them.
But like if it's like
Walmart. Girl, I
something
stole
huge,
from Walmart yesterday.
Walmart, you know, like listen, I'll buy my milk.
Not confession tapes, Julia.
I'll steal my cheese though. Like, or I'll steal my lunch meat. I'm sorry, but like, I'll buy something. I'll steal something.
That's
like,
what I did yesterday. I bought something and I stole something.
like, come on, I'm helping you out. I'm not fully just fucking taking your money at the same time.
Diddy, see, we are on the same page.
Guys,
I'll still support you, but you know.
Balance.
No, but listen. Working in retail before, I think we all know you really can't get in trouble for stealing. Like,
Yeah, you really
like
can't.
I worked at Zoomies, and I literally had like people like come in, take whole stacks of like like hoodies and shit, and just walk the hell out.
What?
And we can't chase after them. We can't put our lives in danger at all because like we would get hurt. And, you know, I don't know. We're just not allowed to chase after these people. We just kind of have to like let them go and steal everything, and we just call the cops afterwards, and hopefully the camera catches them.
dude, that's literally crazy. Sorry, what?
Yeah, no, like we literally can't do anything about it, like at all. So like in hindsight, I'm like, depending on where you're at, you could really steal whenever you want. But don't do it. Don't do it. But don't do it, guys.
Funny story.
It'll catch up.
Funny story is that my friends right now, they're both working at the same spot at the mall. It's like this retail store. And the other day, like, we were all hanging out that night and whatever. Their manager opens the next day. And, dude, somebody literally broke in. Like, and they think it was something that was planned. Like, that they don't know how they got the information because they went... First of all, they opened up, like, the gate. They figured out that they could open up the gate. And then they went, instead of stealing any clothes or anything, which would be, like, you know, what you think if it's somebody just robbing a random store, like, that's what they'd go for. They went all the way to the back to their safe. Like, the store safe.
Somebody works there. They knew someone that...
Yeah.
They knew somebody there, right?
Definitely an insider, like, no.
No, exactly. But everybody was just like, the manager hadn't even noticed that somebody broke in. She noticed that the store was messy and everything when she first walked in or whatever, but she didn't realize that something had happened. And she thought, because the alarm is blaring, but she thought, oh, maybe something happened in the sense that somebody forgot to, like, turn off the alarm or something. I don't know. But she didn't notice that anything had happened until she went to the back to get the safe. And she was like, what the heck is happening? Where is the money? And that's when they reported it. And then you can see they pulled up the cameras, and it's like the kids trying to figure out, I don't know if they're kids, but whoever it was, they, like, tried jimmying the door. Like, they went originally through the back of, like, the mall, right? Like, the inner workings or whatever. They couldn't get through there, so they went up from the front and then lifted up, like, the gate or something like that.
So they didn't know who... They didn't recognize the kids?
As far as I know, they still haven't caught them.
Damn.
Huh.
So...
They definitely had to, like, know someone working there, and someone's keeping their mouth shut.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you go all the way to the back.
Yeah, no, that's literally all they did. That they went, got that, and, like, they got, like, a bag to put, like, whatever was in the safe in it. And my best friend, he was saying, like, dude, they're so fucking dumb. Like, she was like, I don't understand why they're trying to hide it when, like, we can clearly see, like, what? Just run away, dude. And he was saying, like, you can tell that they're definitely, like, newbies or whatever. Like, newbies at stealing. But, yeah, so they just, like, they left them. As far as I know, last I heard, like, they still haven't catch them. But they did obviously call the police and everything. But
How long ago was that?
like, a month or two ago, actually. So I don't know. That money could be anywhere now.
That money's probably done.
Yeah, that's gone.
Already spent.
Damn. That's crazy. You said you said Zoomies.
Shoot, that was hers was Subi's.
What store was that?
Their store is called Scotch and Soda.
Oh, whoa.
Scotch and soda.
Oh, that's
Why
a
does
good
that sound
store.
familiar?
That's like a home, like a very
It's
fancy, like home store, like vibe.
No, yeah, it's like a clothing brand, but it's like
I'm thinking of the wrong one.
it's a high fashion, I guess you could say, like, brand, because everything there is fucking expensive.
Wait, what's it called again?
Scotch and Soda.
Scotch and soda.
No, I know how it sounds, but it's like we're talking like you go in and you won't find anything that's like under 100.
Oh hell.
Yeah, which is like
That's how I feel at Urban.
what
I go in there, I'm like, fuck, $50
For a
You're
t-shirt?
bugging.
for like a
Or a
beanie, dude.
hat, right?
Insane.
Like, what the
That sales section doesn't even do justice.
It does not. Even though I was able to get a bag there for like $5 once.
Hey, you know,
$5?
Yeah, it was a
you
tote
will
bag.
find some
Wow.
come ups here and there. Though.
I know.
That is true.
I know.
Very
But
hard.
their sales section is literally just like the Uggo shit.
Oh, shit, bro. Oh my god.
I feel like they do that shit on purpose. They're like, okay, the Uggos can shop here.
They probably do
The
call
broke,
them
the
Uggos.
peasants, go. Go to sale. There's nothing to offer.
They just want to make us like ugly, I guess. I don't know.
And you know damn well, like, that walk to the sales section, they really, like, have all the cool shit, like, on your walk, ready, like, for you to look over and, like, want to buy it. But, like, you look at the price and you're like,
Yeah.
still on my way to the sales section.
You know what's wild to me though? Like people who are regulars at those stores. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, how do you say that? Like, oh yeah, like I love to shop at Urban. I go there all the time. Or like PacSun. Like I see kids with their mom. One time I was at PacSun, and they had a sale going on or whatever. I'm like looking at the shit that's on sale to see if I find anything that I like. But again, it's the same thing. It's like the Uggo shit. So whatever.
You said the what? The Uggo?
The Uggo. The Uggo.
It's another form of ugly.
It's like below ugly.
Damn.
But
Uggo. Well, damn. I heard you say it earlier. I'm like, did I hear her say it correctly?
you did.
I said Uggo.
But anyway, so like I go there and it's like this girl, and she's like max 15, I want to say, because she looked really young. She's with her mom and she's like, dude, she has like her arm full of just like pants, shirts, whatever. And she's talking to her mom and she's like, but mom, we have to go get this too. Like, I can't leave here with just like this one shirt, this one pant. And I was just staring at them like, girl, what? Like, because I know there too is also like shit that you'll find like $50, depending on what you get. They did have a sale going on, but that shit adds up, dude. Like, what? But good for them, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this. Just wild to me. I don't want to go to Pakistan and get like fucking be a regular, I guess. Actually, I'm fine. I'm good.
I'm good. I do fuck with Forever 21, but like even there, I won't even shop like that. You
Yeah.
get one item.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this stuff
Here and
is
there.
getting expensive.
I've never been on like a shopping binge unless it was Black Friday. Black Friday is the only ever like day I've ever reason why I would actually go shopping.
No, for me lately, like I used to be. Once I started making my own money and like basically got a job, I feel like I became definitely like a bigger spender. Because sometimes I just be depressed, and then I tell my friends like, "Oh no, like I'm ready to go to the mall, guys. Like this is the day to go to the mall." And then I'll spend all my fucking tip money, and then I'll be like, "Okay, I'm satisfied."
It'd be like that for real.
It's like an illness, dude.
Dude, no, I feel that. Me and my friend, we always, whenever we're sad, we're all like, we'll be like, all right, do we have to go to Five Below? Is that what's gonna have to happen? Like, and we go to Five Below and we spend so much fucking money there. Like a good like 60, but at Five Below, that's mad items right there. That is items. Like
That
just
is.
go ham, squishmallows, like anything to make us happy, and we'll fucking buy it.
It's the joy of shopping, dude.
Really? No, wait.
I feel you guys on that. Shopping does bring a joy. I like dyeing my hair.
Same.
When I go through, you want to dye it? Me too.
It's just so expensive though.
It
Like,
is.
expensive.
Why don't you do it yourself? I don't know. Is that a...
I just feel like I'm gonna fuck up my hair.
Why?
Because if I were to dye it blonde,
Oh,
blonde
no,
is-
no.
yeah. I want to dye my hair blonde. I want to go blonde.
Oh,
you
That's more fun. As my
is
mom would
true.
say.
Blonde, you would look so good as a blonde. though.
I've just never done it, so it's like a very big.
What
Like,
type of blonde though?
I want to go like dirty,
Ooh.
dirty blonde. Yeah.
Dirty.
I don't know if I
I
could
could
do
see.
platinum or
Yeah, I
like
could see you with
ash.
dirty blonde.
I want golden. I want that golden, and I need to be tan, so I gotta go tan.
I could definitely see you with that dirty blonde.
Yeah.
But it's like super expensive. I've been like looking because I've been kind of depressed. I feel like I need to change my hair or something. I feel like it's the only way I can like overcome the depression. But well,
every 2 months, I tell myself like, oh, I'm not gonna touch my hair for a while. Like, I cut my hair like 2 weeks ago.
cutting yourself though.
Hell no, I go places, dude.
Oh, okay.
I don't trust myself with my
That's
hair.
what I'm saying. Like I can't even cut my own hair because I'm definitely just gonna like end up just like
Fucking up.
zigzags like all over the place. Like I can't do things myself.
No.
I hate it. Like
There-
why am I not like?
There are definitely folks that can do that. Like, they can do their own hair and it'll look perfect. And, like, you know, they're down to experiment. And even if it burns their hair off, they're like, oh, well, whatever. It's just hair.
They'll make it work though.
It's not just hair. I can't live with the idea that my hair will be, like, messed up. So I rather, you know, if I have the money for it, might as well just go to a professional. But yeah, dude, it's a fucking pain. That's why I like ended up making most of mine black again, because I'm just leaving like a few parts that I can just re-dye myself. Because maintaining it, and then, you know, at first I didn't really care when the roots grow in, but then there comes a point when I look back at pictures, I'm like, I kind of hate the fact that my roots are there. But
I have a question. Can you guys use oil in your hair?
What do you mean?
Like coconut oil?
I
or-
use argan oil.
No.
I literally don't even know how to take care of my hair. You're lucky if you see my hairbrush.
It looks pretty good though.
Your
Oh,
hair
today
does
I
look
straightened
good.
it though because I was the host of for, do you know Diana? Or in
Oh,
the
yeah.
class, so she had like a Spanish show called Confesiones, which is like you read a letter, or I don't know. It was like a whole like fun thing, and I was like the co-host of it, and she had me like in a red dress, heels.
Oh, dress up.
And so I had to do my hair, and I like did makeup mad early for the 9 a.m.
Oh.
But that's why my hair kind of looks okay right now.
Your hair always looks good though.
Yeah.
It never looks
Usually
bad
it's
to
up.
me.
Usually it's in a bun.
But it looks healthy though. So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I haven't cut my hair in like 2-3 years.
For real? For real?
The split ends are so gross. It's like, hey.
You know, I can't. I don't
It's like,
even know
hey.
nothing about
like
split ends.
when you're bored and you like look at my hair, you will see like 3 fucking like ends just like splitting. There's like not one normal split. I don't know.
Your hair still looks good, so shit. Shit,
Yeah,
and
right.
me. I don't even know what to say. It's so good. I was gonna say, we are so off topic. We are so,
26
Shout out to the podcast though, off topic though. Let me plug that in real quick.
I guess this is a random ass storytelling because we are storytelling.
I mean, anyone got any other work stories?
We haven't even gotten to the meat of this podcast.
We definitely did not. That's sad. We started and then we started talking about other shit. School. Well, no, that was a part of your work. I don't know how the hell we got off topic. You want me to start with my horror story?
All right.
I actually want to tell you about your hip hop. Okay, whatever.
This is for when we're not recording. All right. To whoever's editing, maybe Diego, just cut that whole part out about the hair. And most of it, I guess. Like there's I forgot what else we talked about.
Just make it flow.
Yeah.
Make it flow.
Fuck it.
Just from when you started telling your story about justice, maybe cut it there and then we'll go to this. All right, in 3, 2, 1, we resume. All right. So I guess, do you want to share your story about how you got fired from PF Chang?
Okay, yes. Gotta get prepared for y'all. Okay, so I worked at PF Chang's in Brickell, right? Horrible. Management, he don't know what he doing. Poor guy. And I don't even know. He's young. I don't know, but he don't know what he's doing. And there was 4 managers. 1 left, so then it went down to 3. There is this guy. He's very short. What's his name? I don't remember because I fucking hated him. Anyways, every day he just had an attitude. I remember one point everybody wanted to jump him. Yes.
Manager?
Yes, bro. His attitude is fucking horrible.
As in everyone, what do
Horrible.
you mean though? Like how
All the
big,
guys wanted to jump his ass. Not the females. The guys wanted to jump him.
How big of a team was?
I'm gonna say good 5 of them, 5, 6 of them wanted to jump him.
That's what.
Bro, his attitude is horrible. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So one day I went to work. What happened? And I did takeout, right? It was my day to do takeout. And with takeout, you gotta restock the sauces, do the cakes, do whatever, do the utensils, do the whatever, everything. And it was during rush hour time at this time. And I remember he was telling me in the back of my ear, like, hey, don't forget to do the cakes. And I was like, okay, after rush hour, I'll do it. And after the rush hour, I started doing everything else and I forgot about the fucking cakes. And then I did everything else. I just went on my phone, talked to everybody, just laugh with everybody. This guy, guys, he turned up on me. He was just screaming. I don't remember what he said because what he was saying was just, I was like, why are you being so hostile with me? Anyways, he was screaming and I just looked at him. I laughed and I walked away because I'm like, why are you, like, I'm not understanding why are you getting so hostile? Like, it just came out of nowhere. So while I was walking away, I could feel him coming behind me. And I want to show y'all how he was walking, actually.
A little
So, I'm walking, minding my business, whatever. And then this is him. I was like, are you okay? And he was like, you never did the cakes. I was like, that's why you're being like this right now? Because of fucking cakes I never did? All you could have done was, Jalea, please do the cakes for me. And it would have been like that. It would have been settled. It would have been easy. And I guess he didn't like the way I was talking back to him, so he's like, clock out, go home. I was like, you're not the manager now, so I'm not listening to you. Anyways, I'm doing what the fuck I'm doing. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just a horrible worker. Anyways, I did what I had to do. I forgot to do the cakes again, whatever. And then he calls me like 10 minutes later. He was like, I'm so sorry that I lashed out on you. I was like, bro, you're fucking bipolar. Because the way you lashed out on me was very unnecessary. It was very, in my eyes, it was unnecessary. Because I was like, you could have just came to me, talked to me, and be like, don't forget to do the cakes, whatever. And we just said our sorries, whatever. That happened. Okay, that was a story about that. So there's another horror story, right? Be prepared, guys. This one, this is about me fighting.
Okay, wait, before you start though, so you're telling me that guy wasn't even a manager and he just snapped at you for no reason?
That day he wasn't a manager, but he's a manager. Like, you know, there's a head manager and there's a manager's assistant.
Oh,
so
okay.
he was a manager assistant. So he wasn't like the manager that day because the manager was there. So he was basically the assistant. So he didn't have to tell me,
Assistant to the manager.
Yeah. So he really didn't have the obligation to tell me to go home. Only if the manager told me to go home. Okay.
No, but still though, that's like a major power trip. Like to go out.
Girl, there was something wrong with that man. He was short, and I guess in high school he was getting bullied his whole life. So now he's a manager. Now he feel like a big dog, so he could boss everybody around. And it's like, you still could get your ass beat. That's what it is. But now he's fired, guys. I just found out that he got fired.
He got fired?
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised because even customers complaining about him. Why are customers complaining about you?
Dude, it's bad when the customers are complaining.
Yes, that's how bad it gotten. What happened? Oh no, I don't remember what happened.
Wait, so that's why you got fired though?
Oh no, that's not why I got fired.
She's just complaining about the little man.
Yeah, I'm complaining about his little dumb ass. But this is why I got fired. Okay, so prior to me getting fired, 2 weeks I put in my notice in. I was quitting anyway because I was fucking tired of that job. Anyways, I met this girl at the job, right? And she said she's spiritual, whatever. I was like, girl, you're not spiritual because you still need healing. Like, she still dealt with a lot of trauma. And whenever somebody tell her about herself, she'll get upset. And it's like, honey, you still need some healing. Please go do some healing. You know, I didn't come at her. I probably did. I probably should have never done that. But, you know, I try to come at her as, like, a nice person, a nice friend. I was like, you still need to heal. Like, that's not good at how you popping off on people like that. And she didn't like that. So I remember one time on Instagram, she was talking shit about me. I was like, oh, you want to talk shit about me? Unfollow. That's all I have to do is just unfollow. I don't like beef. I don't. But this is what happened. Let me tell you about the fight. I just had to tell you guys the stuff that happened before the fight so you guys know, like, why.
Yeah, the context.
Yeah. Okay. So the day comes, her attitude, her energy is just off. It's just off that whole day. And what's so crazy is that same day I said out loud that I was going to fight. Which is so weird. Oh, and another... Yeah, I did. But the other crazy thing is, I had a dream about that fight, like, years before.
What?
Yes, years before. What?
She needed it.
What? I don't know why the fuck I needed that shit, but I don't know what happened. I don't know. But anyways, what happened? So we were walking... I was walking this way, and then she was walking this way, and we bumped our shoulders together. And that just triggered her. I don't know what the fuck happened, but that triggered her. And she comes following behind me. She's like, you have a problem with me? You have a problem with me? If you got a problem with me, let's meet outside. I was like, girl.
This is at PF Chang's? Mm-hmm. Girl is tweaking at PF Chang's.
Tweaking. I was like, girl, it's not that serious. I probably was...
in the parking lot.
Well, we fought right in that store.
What, girl?
Yeah, that's how I got fired.
Oh
so,
You're telling me? Yo, fighting in front of people eating? Jumping on the tables, bro?
No, we didn't do it in front of the customers.
Oh,
we
that would have
didn't.
been so funny.
That would have been horrible if we did it in front of the customers. Oh my gosh. But we did bump into each other when we were in front of customers. And while I was walking back, that's when she started yelling. She was yelling in front of the customers. She was doing that. But we fought in the back. Yeah, she's so ghetto. Ugh. Anyways, what happened? So, yeah, she's following me, whatever. She's screaming at me, and I'm telling her it's not that serious, whatever. I low-key was gassing her up. I low-key was. I was making her too hype. I was like, girl, you are too hostile to, I don't even know, whatever. So I was like, if you want to fight, just hit me. Whatever. So she pushed me, and then I just pushed her back, and then I'm going to be honest with you guys. Neither me or her won the fight because it was my first time fighting. I never fought before. But I could say one thing. I really did. I could say one thing that I was dragging the bitch, and because I didn't have no fucking non-slip shoes on, I fucking slipped. No! While I was dragging the bitch. I was like, God dang it. What? Something told me get the slip shoes. I mean, what? Something told me to get the non-slip shoes. And I never fucking got them. I just was slipping around at the damn job. Just slipping away. And yeah, we started fighting. I fell. The bitch got on top of me. And then as soon as she got on top of me, that's when everybody was like, okay, guys, break it up.
So where in the P.F. Chang's was the fight? Was it near the kitchen? Was it out in the dining room?
Yeah, in the kitchen, in the back.
It was in the back.
Dude,
y'all was
in
fighting
the kitchen. It was fun. After we got finished, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go again. And they told me, no, Julia. I was really ready to go again. And then they took her outside because she was really mad. Like, she was pissed. I was high. So when I'm high, I just be chill, relax. But something just told me, let me just entertain you because I feel like you need to get stuff off your chest. So let's just do it, whatever. And yeah, that happened. So we fought.
But I know you got fired as a result, right?
Oh, yeah, she got fired too.
Oh, okay, because I was going to
thing.
say.
As she should.
Yeah, they wanted me back, but I was like, no. I would never work with you guys again. Because they see that I didn't initiate the fight. So
You're just defending yourself, as you should.
Right.
Stomp on the bitch.
I should have stomped on her.
Slip shoes.
I should have stomped.
Slippery shoes. Slippery shoes. She would have slipped on her head. She stomped on her head.
If there's any lessons,
Would've.
if there's any lessons to take from the story, is please dress according to the code. Literally. So you can win the fight, dude.
I was so mad.
seriously.
Well, I wasn't mad. I was happy though. I was actually happy during that fight. I was like, okay, I actually did good. I thought I was gonna come out with some bruises or something, scratches or something.
Now, fights are like, they give you adrenaline.
They
They do.
definitely.
They
I was
really
ready
do.
to go again.
Even when you're losing, it's just like, fuck it.
Fuck it, let me go again.
It's fun.
What? That shit was so fun. And I wanted to go outside to meet her and to fight again.
Oh my goodness.
But they told me, you'll get arrested
Top
if you
that
do
shit
that.
off. Aw.
Right. I was like, oh, I don't want to go to jail. Let me just sit my ass inside. Because she was telling me, come outside. Girl, the way you're looking.
Come inside, bitch.
I should have told her to come inside. It was fun. I'll do it again.
1 out of 10, how would you rate it?
The fight a 10. Even though neither of us won, shit, that shit was fun. Dragging her, then I fucking fell. I was like, God, when I fell, that was so funny. Because I did not expect myself to fall. The whole time I had balance. I was like, okay, I had balance. Good job. And then,
Boom.
it was fun.
I wish I would have been there now.
Yeah.
Just to fly in that kitchen.
I would definitely pay to see a video. A fight video of PF Chang's.
But the crazy thing is, everybody that was working there that day, they were like, we didn't see the fight until the end.
That's how it usually be, though.
I was like, yo, that's crazy for real.
He missed the good parts, yeah.
What about
Damn.
like the chefs though? Because like if it was in the kitchen. Like whoever was cooking.
I thought they were looking, but they wasn't. I was surprised. They was in the back cooking because the way it is,
That really be how it's
Everything's
at
like
a
hot and on.
Yeah.
Just like cooking, like the stoves are so on.
yeah.
But that really be the restaurant vibe though. Like everybody's just like so busy doing their own thing, and then it's like it gets tense.
Yeah.
They break it up, and then everybody's like, okay, back to work. We're too busy for this shit, man.
Yeah, guys, I'll never work at a restaurant again.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
What? You have to have tough skin for that shit.
Yeah.
Because these people out here, they're mean, rude.
No, literally.
Definitely eat a lot of shit. No customers.
What about you? Where have you worked, Danny? And what's your story?
I worked at a couple different spots. So I worked at I did work at a summer camp like you. I was a camp counselor, so definitely that was fun. Definitely had some weird ass kids. I had these two little girls. That like just like would always be on the top bunk, just being a little odd. They're like 9 or 8. I'm telling you, like, I think they were 8. They were in Craig Village, so it was like younger kids. But like they just always wanted to like kiss. And I had to like split them up all the time because it was just like they're like 8 years old on the top bunk just trying to kiss. And I always felt so awkward because it's like, you like whatever you like, but you guys are really freaking young to be doing this under my like supervision. Like, can you guys not be doing this?
How old were you while working there?
I was like 16, 17.
Imagine.
I was young too.
young.
I was young too. So I was like, what the hell? Like,
What are you supposed
and
to
like,
do?
I don't know. They were just being very close. So like, I ended up just like splitting them up and just telling them if they're gonna hang out, like, can you just be on the floor, not on the top bunk, please? Like, and just don't kiss. But besides that, it wasn't really a horror story. There was never a horror story at camp. Camp was awesome. But I also really do enjoy kids. I do love kids. Oh my God. Speaking of kids, though, I might have a horror story with one kid. But this is not at camp. This is like a baby. Oh, I used to be a babysitter, a mommy helper, as you would call it. So I would help the mom babysit, and I would run errands, and I would just overall help the mother, even if she was in the house still. She just needed shit done.
I've never heard about that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's like really rich people things to do. Like you're just in the house and you're just like don't feel like dealing with your kid, and you want this one lady to run errands and just take care of your like. This girl though, she was crazy. Her name was Simone. She definitely something was off with her. I will say that something was definitely off with her. Because she was very, like a super, very, very angry little girl. Also, she was adopted, and they were very communicated to her from the beginning. And so I feel like that also kind of, like, affected her somehow. Because she would, I don't know, she would very act out on her parents. She would act out on me. Like, one time I picked her up, and I forgot what it was. She wanted to go to a store, and I was like, and this is in New York City, so, like, the streets are busy. Like, I gotta make sure I'm, like, holding her hand type of thing. Like, you're not walking off without me. But she wanted to go to the store, and she just kind of got mad because I said, no, we have to go to your house. Like, your mom is expecting us. And I think I had her dog. I was walking her dog, too. So it was me and her dog.
You were busy.
Yeah, no. That was a job. And I made good money with her for, like, it was, like, $16 at, like, 15, 14. It was good. But besides that, she got mad at me and fucking, like, ripped her hands off my hands and started fucking running into the street like a little fucking psychomaniac. And I had to fucking grab her and fucking, like, literally grab her, like, hard as fuck, or else, like, I don't, what do you want me to do? Like, I have to grab you or else this kid's running in front of a fucking car, because she would run into a car on purpose to prove a fucking point. Like, I'm telling you, a little fucking, like, she was, like, how old? So I met her at the age of 4, and I worked with her probably till she was, like, 7.
Damn.
Like, I worked with her, like, most of my middle school to high school. Like, to the point where, like, I think senior year, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna work at Zoomies, and I gave this job to my really close friend, and she now had all the horror stories after me. But besides, yeah, but they have a good relationship now. But anyways, so she would, like, try to run off. She'd always fucking run off. One time at the house, she fucking started scratching herself and hitting herself and saying, I'm gonna tell my mommy you did this. Like literally like scratching herself. She would literally rip off her eyelashes because she would get so fucking mad. Like literally rip it off. Like little, where she didn't even have eyelashes. One time I had to ground her. Why are you laughing? I had to ground. I'm telling you, she would get me so fucking mad, and she's not my kid, so I'm not gonna hit her or anything.
Right.
But I would definitely get mad and tickle the fuck out of her until she starts crying, bro. Literally, I'd like literally tickle her so hard. She's like, stop it! Because bro, she would go crazy. I would ground her. I close the door. I listen in. I hear everything just being thrown in the room. I come in, there's pencils everywhere, like her books are everywhere. I'm like, bro, you're a little fucking maniac. One time her dad was in the house, Larry. I just triggered a memory. But one time he was in the house and I was helping. I think both of them were in the. No, it was just Larry. It was just Larry. And I was helping out with Simone. I'm telling you, rich ass people just don't know how to fucking take care of kids. I don't know what it is. Like, I was helping him, and all of a sudden she fucking runs away. And they had a really nice building in the West Village, like downstairs. I think they were like on the 8th floor, and fully downstairs in like the basement level. There's a pool and there's like a golf simulator. So all of a sudden she runs away. I hear the door close. I'm like, what the fuck, did this kid just leave the apartment? So I like go in the hallways, I look for her, and I'm like, fuck, where's Simone? So I go back and I tell the dad, I'm like, your daughter just ran out on me, I don't know where she is. So he ends up looking for her. But the thing is, the parents were very understanding with me and like knew that it was never my fault because they hired babysitter on babysitter on babysitter and babysitter. Me and my friend Rachel were the only ones that stayed.
Damn.
I just didn't really want to fucking
continue it on.
Yeah, I just wanted to do other shit. But he ended up finding her in the golf simulator downstairs. Like, she just took the elevator and just started going to fucking... She's now in boarding school. That's the end of that story. You know, let me just sum it up and say the girl's in boarding school because her parents couldn't handle it. But she is very, like... My little sister isn't even friends with her because they were really good friends, but, like, she's a little fucking bitch to my sister, and my sister doesn't like that. My sister's 12 now.
I have a question. Did they spoil her?
Yes and no. Like, they babied her, but, like, they didn't give her everything she wanted. But they were very wealthy, you know? And they would... It was weird parenting. I don't know. I guess also they divorced early on. I think when did they divorce? Probably when I was a sophomore, junior, like right before I quit. Mm-hmm. So the kid was pretty young, like 6 years old when they were divorcing. So that definitely like affected her too. Mm-hmm. But they didn't, like, yes, they had money, but they didn't really fully spoil her because, like, I don't know. I don't know. They were like very like obscure with her. I don't know. Like no sugar, no this and that. Like, okay. So she was like a very like, I don't know. Sheltered, but not like only like 10 minutes of like TV time a day. Only when she's eating.
Oh, so they really disciplined her.
Yeah, they disciplined her. But like, she was a lot to handle. Like I'm pretty sure she had a really bad case of like ADD, which is like rare for even girls to have. Apparently, I don't fucking know. I know that she had something else, and like she just like, she was a lot to handle.
And
like,
how often were her parents gone? How often were her parents gone?
They were never really gone. I'm telling you, I would work majority of the time when the mom was there. It's just that like they just needed another hand. You know.
That's weird.
And I don't know. I don't know if it has something like the mom. I'm pretty sure like the biological mom was like a recovering addict. She was really fucking young too when she had her.
Oh dang!
So I feel like that might have like
played into it.
Yeah, because but the parents were very like communicative with her from the beginning. Like, you're adopted. Like, had to show her a picture of her actual mom. This is who actually gave birth to you, but we are the ones that take care of you. Blah blah blah. So they were very like honest with her from the start. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because like she would just kind of like flat out like sometimes to use it against them. Like, you're not my mom, you're not my dad. You know, it was like it's like
No, but
it was a very odd like thing to deal with. I don't know.
no, I think, dang, that's wild because
It's crazy.
think about it. She's saying all this while being like 5 years old.
Right.
She was a smart kid. I'm telling you, the kids are getting smarter throughout these years. Like, yes, they're a little dumb because they're like stuck on their laptops or TV or iPad, whatever the fuck they have. But they learn a lot on that tablet. They learn a lot.
That is crazy. And especially, have you guys been seeing the COVID babies? How advanced they are?
Oh, really?
Like, in what sense?
Like, a 6-month-year-old will start walking on its own or just picking up their body on its own. Because you know it's hard for them to, like, keep their head straight or, like, pick up their body. Because their head be wobbling. So it's like, oh, shit. You're 3 months or, you know, just a couple of months and you could lift up your head. And it takes them a minute. Like, a whole year, I think. Like, girl, I don't know. I'm not no damn mother. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I know that they're advanced. They could walk way earlier than normal.
But they
normal
might be
age.
they might be smart, but they might be socially awkward as fuck since they're
Ooh, yeah.
COVID babies. You know, because I did
True.
know one COVID baby, and the mom was like, she ain't never seen another baby. like the baby has never even seen another baby during like COVID. But I guess now that life is going back to normal, or is now back to normal? Question mark.
Question
Literally,
mark.
question mark. I guess is
I
COVID
guess.
still a thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Wait, Raven, were you gonna?
We should say that.
Question mark.
You sure?
Question mark. I'm asking the same thing. Like, I don't know.
But-
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they are getting socially back to normal. I guess. As long
Maybe.
as-
I don't know. All the babies I see at work, me a waitress.
Oh my god, no! They just be like,
No, they literally just, dude. I have this one family. I've been working.
holy, the iPad kids, bro. I can't.
The iPad kids,
I
dude.
cannot.
No, and it's like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand in the sense of, because you know, I eat while watching videos too. You know, in that sense. But also when I'm like, you know, with friends or like I know I'm gonna be talking to somebody. I put the phone down and whatever. But okay, I'll give an example. I've been working at the restaurant I'm at for, it'll be 2 years in May, which is crazy. I don't know how I've lasted that long at the same spot. I honestly thought by now I would have quit or like I would have moved on to something better, but it's a cult and I'm stuck. So not an actual cult. Please don't fire me. But so I've basically been working there for like a while now, right? When I first started working there was this family. It's basically mom, dad, and at the time she was like a little baby, right? Now she's like whole toddler, dude. Which is crazy to think about that I've stuck around this long to see the growth of this child. But anyway, dude, every single time they come in and I see them like maybe like, I don't want to say once a month, but like every once in a while I see them. Dude, every time, at least in like in the beginning. Now, this last time that I saw them, they weren't with the tablet as much. But in the beginning, you know, this is a like literal baby almost. They would just play the tablet like Coco Melon or whatever, like audio. Like, I don't know what videos they're putting on, but first of all, they're doing it like they don't give her headphones. They just play it loud, like loud. So you'll hear like Ronald McDonald Had a Farm throughout the whole restaurant in the middle of a rush, and then just super loud. And then like the baby isn't even sometimes focusing on that. Like they'll be like, because you know I work at an Asian place, so we have chopsticks. They'll just give her the chopsticks, and then there's just like the little girl playing with the chopstick over and over and over, and like shaking the chopstick or whatever. She'll throw the chopstick. Then I'll have to be. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, can I get another pair of chopsticks?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I give them the chopsticks, drumming with the chopsticks again. I'm like, "Girl, please, I just want a moment of peace." But I mean, and they're really nice. Like, you know. Is there a mess behind once they leave? Yes. Yeah, a really big mess. That's the one thing about the kids. I was talking to my friend the other day because we got, in the same day, we got like 3, what we call big tables. It's like a 5 top and then like a 6 top. And I'm just like, please go away. And it's like, yeah, it's good because they tip you. Usually, most of them, they tip you well. But it's just so much work. So I was asking her, like, I don't know what's worse, like a table that's like huge, like let's say 12 people, that's all adults, or adults and kids?
Adults and kids.
Right?
Just because, like, seeing the noodles just on the floor is just grosses me out straight off the bat when the kids just... No, noodles.
No, and then when they're ordering, too, because it's like, you know, at least adults know what they want, and, like, they'll order for themselves, right? But then with the kids, they're like, so... do you have anything that's for kids? And, like, my place, we don't. We don't. We have fried rice. You can give the kids fried rice. We have fried chicken. You can get the kids fried chicken, babes. But we don't have, like, a ramen soup for kids, you know? Like, everything is big. So then they'll go like, oh, okay, I don't know what to get little Timmy. Like, I don't know what to get him. And then we have, like, bubble tea. Dude.
Oh, no.
All of them kids with the bubble tea, bro.
I could already imagine.
It's just like, because, you know, people like fun drinks. Mm-hmm. So, and we have bubble tea. So when I first started working there, I love the fact that we sell bubble tea because I learned how to make it, and it's really cool and stuff. That was, I really liked making it, and so I was very enthusiastic. So when somebody would order like a bubble tea, I would be really excited because I would get to go make it. That was until I got my first rush. And I had to make them. And it's like everybody ordering bubble tea. Like, we're talking to 6 people ordering bubble tea, and I have other things to do. I have to bring out food. I need to take out orders. And I'm wasting my time making a drink that takes me like a minute or 2 each drink.
You have to do all of that?
Yeah, dude.
At your job?
Oh, okay, because we're like a really small place. So
it's the family.
I feel that.
it's not, we're not like family owned. We're not family owned necessarily because we are a chain. Like, we have, so there's the owner, and he has like multiple locations. Like, he has one company, and then he has like one kind of restaurant, and then he has us, and there's 2 of the same chain, right? That's us. There's one in Coral, and then there's one here in North Miami, right? So, so I wouldn't necessarily call us like family owned, but we're very like, we're definitely like a small operation, you know? So usually it's 2 waitresses, but we do the job of like a busser, and like, if you want to call like the bartender, like the boba barista
I
type.
know what you're saying. I'm like, damn.
It's-
you guys have to do all of
And then
that?
you
Yeah.
do Expo, do you do Uber Eats and like DoorDash
Uber
and all
Eats,
that? Yeah,
all
that's
that
how
stuff,
it works.
dude.
Too much.
That's the-
Is that how it works at yours too?
Yeah, we have to,
Damn.
and it's annoying too because I hate it because I'm okay with busing or busing.
Busing is basically
yeah.
when you bring out the food, yeah.
I'm okay with that, but once I go back in the kitchen, I kind of have to do the dishwasher's job and like
Oh, that's
take
amazing.
and like take out the like not like fully wash
Oh.
it, like not okay.
What do you do?
I have
Like
to
rinse it?
so I come in with a tray.
Right.
I have to like take out the garbage over here, put one plate there,
Oh.
empty the cups, and like.
Yeah.
I feel like I
no.
shouldn't do that if there's a huge rush because that'll take me 2 minutes making sure I'm doing everything, you know? I'd rather just leave the plate there,
For the
have the
dishwasher.
dishwasher take all the plates off for me. I come back, take the fucking round thing or whatever the fuck that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
No
that's
true
that.
shit.
Like, instead of
think-
me going back and like fucking filling out throwing out every trash, fucking emptying out every cup, like that's fucking annoying.
No, that is.
That's like
Very
like an extra like
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a lot of fucking
That's-
time of
yeah, I
just
feel you
going
on
back
that.
and emptying everything.
Yeah, no, dude.
I hate that. Or like bringing back dishes from the back. Like let's say if we run out of cups or plates because we've just given them to all the customers, we have to go all the way in the back, bring all the fucking plates and polish all of them. Like what? And the thing is, I'm always on top of that, but my coworkers, they're a little lazy when it comes to that shit. So I'm always and I'm the only girl now too.
I'm so
I
sorry.
hate it. So I'm like fucking like OCD when I'm back in the expo. I'm like, you guys are doing the ticket wrong. I'm a little fucking like annoying.
yeah, guys-
But like they're messy as hell. They keep the fucking whole fucking place unorganized, and I'm like, y'all make me like fucking
Angry.
give me a heart attack or something. I don't know, like heartburn or something. Like you're hurting me.
What the heck? No, I'm so glad. My whole group is we're all girls. Most of us are, yeah, we're all girls. No, I find it so funny because I've been working there so long that like the way that my friends describe it is when they had their job, the way that they describe it was like a change in season, like if we were like a show, right? So every time something would happen, it's like, oh, the end of the season, we're starting a new season, like this is what happened. I've been there so long that I've seen like different waves of workers like come in and out, like, and it's just wild. Like at one point I was working with this guy and he was like very nice, but I was like 18 and he was basically like a decade older than me, right? Which is like fine, we're chilling.
Oh.
But he was really nice. And then I was like starting off like my freshman year of college. I'm like, okay, you know, and like we would like, because there's our manager, and then it was just our manager, me, and him. So those were the only workers at the time, like waiters and whatever. So whatever one of us wasn't there, the other one was, because we were that understaffed. This is like right after COVID, like, so things were still pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. So at first he was like chilling or whatever. He like would be kind of on task, sort of. But then as time went on and we started getting some new people and whatever, which they have stuck around and they're great, right? He started progressively getting just like lazier and lazier, and like just the quality of work like dipped. And then there was this one day where basically what happened was what happened? Okay, so this was kind of like the progression of things. So he had called out like the week before, like he just didn't show up or something. So then I went to sub in for him, and it wasn't like a big deal. Okay, cool, whatever. Usually what happened was that I used to work back then like Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. So Friday, Saturdays I would work a double. And then on Thursdays I would work like half the day. So like I would come in at 4 and then all the way till we closed. So, oh no, Thursdays I was working the whole day. My bad. Yeah, my bad. So I was working the whole day that day. And so there was this girl with me. She only worked 2 days of the week, and she would work half shifts because she had a baby and whatever. So she would take care of the baby at night. Whatever. Point is that she would stay there from like opening to 4. And then at 4, the guy, he's supposed to come in so that we just finished off the rest of the night together, whatever, right? So usually what I would do is I would take my break at 4, right? Because I'd rather just like have him be there by himself, like do the thing, right? Because it's not like we get a lot of traffic anyway. So it's like fine, it's chilling. So I would rather just wait till 4 and then I just come in back at 5 because we have like an hour break. And just like, be chill. So usually he would come in like around 3:50 or like 3:40, something like that. So that he would go in, and at 3 they serve lunch for like all the workers, right? So he would come in, basically eat lunch, and then he would clock in, and it was fine, and then she would leave and whatever. It was getting near that time where he usually comes in, and he didn't come in. So I was like, okay, cool. Don't know what's happening, babes, but, whatever. So it's 4, he's not here yet, and I had already ordered some food for myself, so I was like, oh, what's going to happen? So I texted him, like, hey, are you coming? Like, hey, what's up? He didn't answer me. I'm like, okay, cool. Very cool if you did. So then the girl, she's asking me, like, oh, do you want me to stay? Do you want me to stay while you go eat? Like, whatever. And I was like, no, it's okay. You should go. But the only reason why I was rushing her to go is because if she didn't leave, like, my manager was then going to tell me, like, hey, why didn't you ask her? Why didn't she leave on time, essentially? Like, because we basically had to be kind of on top of her because sometimes she would, like, stay over than what she was supposed to.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, whatever. It was this whole thing, right? So basically, so I like basically, I told her like, no, hey, it's fine. Just like, you can just go, like, I'll wait for him and see what happens, right? But in the meantime, there was nobody there at the time. So I was like, okay, thankfully, like, our place is really chill. So if there's nobody there, we are allowed to sit down. We can just sit down and like, do nothing. So I was just sitting there and eating, but I'm like watching the door to see if he comes in, which I was like, at that point, I was like, I don't think he's going to come in. I think he's just not going to come at all. And 2, so I could eat in case that somebody comes in, because the moment they come in, I can't eat. So I was like, oh, okay, damn. I basically worked my, like, solo the rest of the shift, right? Like, he didn't answer me back. He didn't say anything. I was like, okay, what the heck? I told my manager, like, hey, he didn't come in, and there was nobody that could come in and sub for him that night. So I just worked the rest of the night by myself. And then my manager and I were both like, do you think he's going to come in tomorrow? Because he was supposed to open with me the next day or something like that. And I was like, honestly, I don't think he is, but I don't know. So and we had gotten like I was basically handling a rush by myself, which again, it's not like a huge rush. It's not like the restaurant was like packed and people are lined outside, but it's enough tables where I'm like, I have too many things to do and I'm being kept busy, but I was like kind of keeping cool and whatever, to the point that one of the customers at the end, which is like, it was 9 and it had already died down. He was like, are you by yourself like right now? And I'm like, yeah, basically, like one of our workers just didn't show up or whatever. And he was like, well, you handled this pretty well for somebody that was like by yourself. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's like nice to hear, whatever. Like the only pro to this that I can consider is the fact that I got the tip for that night by myself, which is like, yay. But from what I remember, it was probably great. Like, I don't know. But I was like, yeah. And then after him, nobody else came in, which I was glad, because then I could close out everything. Because then that's the other thing, too. Then you have to clean up the whole mess and all these tables and all that stuff, which was, I was like dreading it. So I was like, oh, that is so annoying.
The mopping part of the night?
Yeah. No, thankfully, I don't have to do mopping.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just have to do, our closing process is very chill. Because then what they do is that they mop in the mornings. And it's the dishwasher that mops.
They mop in what time in the morning? Oh.
Like early, like 10.
But you guys open pretty late though, right?
We open at 11:30. So they'll be mopping around like 11. When I go to clock in, they're like mopping or like finishing up mopping or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
It just dries up fast?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty dry. I don't know. I don't keep up with their shit. I'm too focused doing other stuff.
It's like, fuck that shit. I want to get my tip and go.
No, literally. Like, I mean, literally our closing process is pretty chill. Like, we just have to focus on like certain things, clean up like the bubble tea syrup machine, stuff like that, make sure everything's shut down, and then paperwork. Because then everybody else takes care of what's cleaning.
Oh, I forgot. That is involved with restaurant. Sorry, keep
So
going.
much paperwork, dude.
What? It's annoying.
Like,
Wait.
what do you mean? Like the check, like tip write-offs? Or
Yeah,
like,
that.
So we do 3 reports at the end of the night. That's like for, Uber, DoorDash, all the takeout basically. And then we have like the register orders. So we have to do that paperwork. And then we calculate the tip, because we don't get, I don't know, but I know most places if it's like a credit card tip, they put it in your check, but not us. We just get that tip at the end of the night. But again, it's because we're pretty small.
Right.
Like not a lot happens. So we just get our tip out, like whether it's cash tip or credit card tip at the end of the night. So, but yeah, surprise, he didn't come in on Friday either.
Did he ever just...
No,
just
here's the thing. He literally just like dipped, didn't warn anybody that he was gonna like quit. He just like stopped showing up. And then all of us were like, what the hell, dude? Like, because he's pretty chill, but still, that's like pretty shitty. Like, at least give me, if you're not gonna...
Just say you don't want to work.
If you're gonna quiet quit, just like give me a heads up so I'm like mentally prepared. Hey, I'm gonna be by myself at the end of the night, so that at least I'm aware. Because now I had to deal with like a rush that night, and then the next morning, because he didn't show up. Well, the next morning I didn't have a rush, but I basically had to open by myself, which was a pain.
What? You got all that money to yourself.
I know. That was like the only pro. But I was like, I wasn't pissed. I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you put me under that.
It's just unconsidered.
Yeah.
To like do.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the heck? So then what happened was a cousin of his, I don't know if it was actually his cousin or not, he basically texted our manager saying that, no, yeah, he got in like he was having a headache and now he's in the hospital and that's why he didn't show up or like something like that. So I'm going to go pick up his check for him. Because the next week, the following week, which by the way, none of us had heard from him aside from like the other day where he had like called out, right? His cousin texts her saying like, oh no, he can't find his phone, but also he's in the hospital. But it's like, okay, if he can't find his phone, how do you have her number? First of all, but like, whatever, babes. I don't know. So then that Friday he comes to, he comes to pick up the check, right? And I'm like grabbing it, right? And I give it to him after like our manager talks to him and whatever. And so, and I asked him like, oh, so how's like Eli? How's he doing, right? And he's like, dude, I kid you not. He just like gets quiet and he just stares at me. He's just like, I
What
don't.
happened to Eli?
He's like, I don't know.
Wait, the cousin?
The cousin's like, I don't know. I don't know what happened to my cousin. I was like, oh, like, is he feeling okay? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I hope he feels better. And like inside my head, I'm like, oh, this man is like bullshitting hard. Like he's just like straight up lying. Like Eli just quiet. Like he just quit. Like he just left out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell? So I was like, okay, King. Good day to you, sir. But like, I don't know, man. That was crazy. But he wasn't even like the worst employee I feel like we've had. Because we've had some folks that are like, thankfully most of like the people that we've worked with, like the environment has been good and all of us like kind of bounce off each other. Mm-hmm. But there have been some people where it's just been so frustrating. Like we had this older lady work and she was like very nice. But, you know, she was older and, like, getting used to, like, the technology. Like, we could not leave her to take orders, dude. Like, at all. Like, we would put her behind the register so that she could take an order. It'd be, like, a month in. Like, she, you know...
Still couldn't get it.
No, she couldn't. Like, every time there would be some mistake or something, she would get us... Like, she would write down what the people ordered, right? Like, on paper. But then when it came to sending the ticket, dude... Like, she would grab one of us, and then... We lost Jalea.
Say bye.
Oh, bye. Damn.
Bye.
You're on the podcast.
Jalea's gone. Damn, we've been filming for an hour and 11 minutes. What is this? That's crazy. That's a whole class period.
Let's put like part 1, part 2, if it is too needed.
That's a good idea.
Oh, and then
Dang,
2 episodes would be right in there. You're the smart girl.
Oh my god. she do be quiet, but...
Part 1 and part 2. 2 episodes, boom.
So we just have to just spill some more stories.
All right.
But anyways, what part was I saying? Right, so... Okay.
She's not good at technology.
There was... Okay, now that... If we're gonna do this a part 2, then I'll just, like... say more. You guys, don't mind me. This is just like a Delta rant at this point. Okay, so with the lady, like she was very nice from the beginning, from the top. So this is a story about the lady that we work with, right? She was probably in her like 50s, I want to say. Watch her not be in her 50s, like
she's listening to this podcast,
like calling me old. This fucking.
I'm actually 31.
Right? No, dude, I feel so bad. But no, she was definitely like older, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, babe. And she got in because she knew one of the girls that was working there before. Like not before, but she was working with us for a little bit, and then the girl had to quit because something happened. It was like this whole thing. Mm-hmm. So basically, she learned most of what she knew from this other girl. We're gonna call her girl A, right? So, but the thing is that girl A did things her own way, but not the Oho way. Oho is the name of the restaurant, for anybody wondering. So, like, all of us that have been there for, like, way longer, right, knew the system. And the system is, like, okay, one person goes to the front, one person's working the back, right? And then we help each other when we can if, like, you know, things get too crazy. But aside from that, we each have our stations, and then we reunite when we want to talk shit, basically. That's, like, the vibe, right? But one person has to be in charge of the front, and then another person has to be in charge of the back and, like, busing and everything. And it works. Like, at first I was like, that's kind of dumb. But, no, it works. Like, it makes sense, right? So, anyway. But this girl, she just kind of did things her own way because for most of the time, she would be working by herself. So it's like nobody's there to really check her, which is like fine. She got the job done. So like whatever. But, you know, when it came to working with the older lady, it was so frustrating because then us, the younger ones, we would be having to deal with the fact that she was making mistakes that were not being checked, right? On things of like how to send an order in or and stuff like that. So, and I'm a very patient person, so I was like, okay, whatever. Plus, I'm like controlling, so I would just kind of take over. But still, it was really frustrating because I personally like being in the back more. Yeah. Because you can just kind of zone out and I don't have to deal with the people and I can just, okay, if I have to pack an order, I have to take this out, cool. And I'm just like doing my thing, I have my own rhythm, whatever. While being in the front, I have to deal with the people, put on a smile, be like, hey, how's it going? Okay. But like, you know, so like I will leave her be in the front. Dude, she could not do it, like at all. Like she would write down the order of these people. Like, let's say she would order, like, let's say tonkatsu ramen, like, some person, and then they wanted it without mushrooms. She would go get me, dude, from the back and be like, yeah, this person wanted this. And I look at her and I'm like, okay, send it in. But she's like, I don't know how to. She's been working here for, like, let's say a month or two. What do you mean you don't know how to send an order in? Like, that's like... Because usually what we do with the new people, we literally force them to be in the front first before we even get them to do the back.
Oh, we have them in the back first so they can learn all the foods that's coming out.
Oh, really?
And they can, like, learn everything and just, like, and then put them out in the front.
No, us, we do it. Well, we do each other backwards. No, we force you to be the front first so you can deal with customers and stuff like that, learn the menu, I guess, by putting the things in. And then even, well, back then, I don't know how it works now because we haven't trained anybody in a while. Sorry. So afterwards, and if we trust you enough, like if our manager trusts you enough, she'll put you in the back. Or if we find ourselves in a situation where somebody has to be working by themselves, they're going to have to learn the back because otherwise it's like, how do we do it, you know? But yeah, no, you have to be in the front first, get the rhythm of the front, learn how to send things in, how to put in the Uber orders if somebody orders stuff from Uber, and then you can learn the back. For me, it took me like a month or two before I even got to touch the back. And even then, I wasn't like a regular in the back until like I started working like a few shifts with other people that weren't my manager. Because when my manager is there, she'll be in the back. Yeah, we that's how we do it. I don't know. But anyway... So, but my point is that, you know, she, in theory, should have gotten enough practice already because we won't even put you in the back unless you get that down. But she couldn't. Like, she'd go get me every time that something happened, like to put in an order, and then she'd be reading me the order, and I'd be like, okay. In most situations, I know the right thing to do would be like, okay, let me show her how to do it so that she can just do it by herself. But at this point, I'm in such a rush to get the thing done that I'm like, okay, I'll just like put it in quickly and then I'm going to leave again, right? So by that point, it's just me doing basically a 2-person job by myself because I can't rely on her to do her part of the job, right? So then we started putting her in the back because clearly she was more comfortable there. But then I would get pissed off because I'm like, dang, I shouldn't even I've been here longer, dude. I should be in the back, right? That's just.
But you would be getting tips if you were out in the front, wouldn't you?
Oh, we split tip. Yeah, between the waitresses, because we do everything, regardless, we split tip at the end of the night. But since it's only the two of us, it works out.
You split all tips? Like all card, all cash?
All card and cash, yeah.
Gotcha. What if it's...
Yeah.
What if it's like say your friends come in, a big table of just your friends, and they want to tip you personally? Would you still have to split that?
Yeah. If they put it in card, we for sure do. But even then, I've like even when I first started working there was this one customer because she recognized that I was like new or whatever, and she like gave me cash personally. I decided to share it, but that's just because it's my personality. Like, I don't care. But they wouldn't have known because she literally put it in my, like, you know, like the little apron. Mm-hmm. She put it in my apron pocket.
Yeah, because I know there are some customers that see, like that do understand that tips are split. And sometimes if they really do like the service from this one, server, they want them to have the money, you know?
No, that makes sense.
Someone, if a customer was like, I want you to have this 5.
Yeah.
Are you going to split it? Or you usually share it?
I would share it anyway. Because the way that I see it, first of all, because with the group that we have right now, I consider the most, all of them like my friends. Like at this point, we're all very like a tight knit group. Sometimes we've even hung out after work
for a while too, right?
We have, yeah. Like with some of them, I've been working. I haven't seen one of them in a while because just our schedules don't match. So we work the days that the other one doesn't work. But we would hang out like after work, like after hours, and it was fun. And we would like, yeah, I know. It was.
Now
It
it's
was
my podcast name.
Really?
her OG podcast.
Plug in for after hours right here. To both podcasts now.
Exactly. But anyway, so we all got along really well. So the way that I see it, and because I know that they're hardworking, it's not like they're just slacking off doing nothing. And if they are, it's because there's literally nothing to do. Like, what is there to do? So like I know when, if in theory, if one of us has nothing to do, the other one's working hard. So if, let's say, I have nothing to do at one point, I know the other one's working hard, so, like, it would make sense to share the tip equally. Like, I don't find the need to just, like, keep that to myself. I don't know. That's just my take on it, though. I don't know how it'd be. You see, because then, to connect it back to the story about the lady, it was just so frustrating because you find yourself doing, like, a two-person job by yourself, right? And then at the end of the night, you know, you're splitting 50-50. With this person, and you're like, it's really frustrating because sometimes I'd be like, dang, I just really wish I could just work this shift by myself because what's the point, you know? But I didn't necessarily have beef with her, but she had beef with one of my girls, one of my close girls, and she's the youngest out of all of us. She was literally, for all intents and purposes, 16 at the time when she started working. But my point is that she was really young. She was literally, she's the only one still that's in high school. The rest of us either have graduated or are in college. Graduated high school, I mean. So she is like the baby out of all of us, but she had more experience working there than this lady. And of course, this lady has life experience and probably has like worked at different places, you know, but when it comes to working at this job, she had the most, like, she had more experience. Like, she's been working there a while and she knows the system, right? So they went back and forth a lot and they got me involved, right? And I'll tell you how, but because, you know, the younger one, we're going to call her, I know I already used the letter A, but we're going to call her
Z.
Z, all right. Z, and then the older lady, O for old. Sorry. Anyways, so Z and O. So Z, she like, she's also really nice. Like, very sweet, very like kind of like easygoing. And the only times you see her serious is literally when it's like, you know, we're busy. So she has her head in the game, right? So Z is like running around all over the place. And I feel like back then things were even harder just because she wasn't even like, she probably had been working there for like 3 or 4 months. So she's still kind of new, you know, trying to train somebody that has like 2 months there and just, you know, running around. She hadn't like fully adjusted yet. I feel like looking back, if I had the experience I had now, we would have run things way different. But regardless, we're like there, right? And so she's running back and forth and she, you know, the lady's like going over to her because every time something goes wrong, she just goes to her and she's like, hey, like, this is happening, or like, this is what's wrong. Like, how do you fix it? How do you fix it? But it's like, which is understandable if it wasn't on things that were really simple and things that you should already know how to do. So it got to the point where she literally just like shooed her away. Like, she was like, shh, shh, like she was like waving her arm at her and she's like, shh, like, I don't have like the time. Like, I don't have, like, the mental energy right now to deal with this. So the O took that personally, right? Because she felt like it was, like, an offense to her, right? When I know Z, and I know that she's just being, like, that's, like, her nice way of saying, fuck off. So it's, like, so, you know, the next day or whatever, like, O comes to me and she's like, yeah, like, she was so rude, like, and I don't know about you, but in my culture, that's, like, really rude what she did. And it's, like, I understand it, you know, because I also, like, in Hispanic culture, that's also would be seen, like, as something that's, like, offensive, like, being shooed away or whatever. But I also know like, oh, I mean, I also know Z, so I know that, like, she was just, like, really frustrated in the moment because they're busy and she has things to do, and, like, that's, like, the nicest way of her putting it that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was trying to explain to her, like, hey, I'm sure she didn't mean it that way, but, you know, she was probably just busy and really frustrated and emotions are high, and that's why she did that, right? So, but she was like, no, yeah, like, that was so rude, and, like, this, and that, and, like, I have, like, more experience than her because, you know, like, I'm older and whatever. And I'm like, Miss Girl,
no, you don't.
If you're having fuck-ups every day, like, what do you want us to say? So she was kind of implying what she wanted me to do. Because the thing is that I'm not a manager at my workplace, but because I've been, like, the second one, after my manager, I'm, like, the second one that's been working there the longest. So sometimes people, like, whoever's working comes up to me and they're like, oh, like, what do I do in this situation? And I'm like, oh, you just X, Y, Z. Or, like, I've resolved shit because, you know.
You're the head server.
I guess you could say that, yeah. So, unofficially,
but
yeah.
you run shit, though, like...
Yeah, basically.
Like, without the title.
Without the title, basically. But, yeah, that's basically what it is. So, she was coming up to me and, like, she was implying that she didn't want to work with her anymore. But I'm like, that's literally impossible. I don't know what you're going to do, dude. Because the only one that can substitute these shifts is Z. Like... Nobody else can work these days except her. And if you want to work those days, you're going to have to put up with her. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just how it is. You don't have to like her, but I don't know what to tell you. Change your shifts. Like, I don't know.
She's acting like a work environment. Like, it's normal to be stressed or frustrated in any, especially in a fucking, like, restaurant, kitchen environment. Like, I know our chefs, our line cooks, and, like, the prep cooks, like, once it gets hectic, like, they're gonna be a little mean. And am I gonna take offense to it? Hell the fuck no. Because we're all fucking, like, stressed. I know I'm stressed with these fucking customers. They're stressed to make all the fucking food for all the customers. And after they'll have their little tantrum after, like when the fucking rush is over, they'll be like, my bad, I was just having a moment. But, like, I feel like in a work environment, you shouldn't take that so freaking serious. Like, everyone's, like, under high stresses. Like, also, okay, we get it, your culture.
Like, she's 16, dude. Like, what? And she's
stressed.
She's doing the work of a manager without, like, let's say assistant manager, if anything. But, you know, she's under a lot of pressure to perform well and, like, do this and take care of all these customers at the age of 16, which is insane to me because I wasn't even doing all that at 16. Like, my biggest stressor was, like, fucking Justice. Dude, a little throwback to an hour ago. Talk about Justice. And even then, it didn't even last 2 months. Like, what? So, and she stuck around. Like, I think her year might be soon. Like, her year.
She's still there?
Yeah. No, all of us are still there, except the older lady. She ended up leaving because of some
O
issues.
Is still there. O is not there. Z and A is there.
A quit.
A quit.
O quit because of, like, some family issues, which was the other thing. She was always telling us her family drama. Like, I couldn't go a shift without hearing about all the tea in her family. Like, literally, no, all the issues with her family. And I'd just be sitting there and I'd be like, oh, that's some crazy. Wow, that is... Wow, y'all need therapy. No, maybe not her, but, like, her family. I don't fucking know.
One of y'all.
No, and the other things, too, she was living in our neighborhood at the time, too. So it's like sometimes I just see her, like, walking. But then she ended up moving away, and I think that's part of the reason, too, why she, like, quit. So, yeah, that was... See you guys next week, where we might do horror stories, or maybe it might just be the end of this group podcast, which in that case... Sayonara.
From Leftovers.
The very, very end.
The crumbs.